Hi, I'm Richard Abella from Oldfields. Oldfields is over a century old. It all began with Henry Oldfields in 1916 making brushes by hand in Tempe in Sydney. In that whole period, Henry's focus was innovation. And I'm proud to say that we are innovating once more at Oldfields. The new Pro Series brush is the highest level of quality for the master brush maker for today and for tomorrow.
I've been in the paint industry quite a number of years now, but I did form, officially I formed the company in 1980. But my painting experience, of course, working with others goes way beyond that. I love many aspects of a great paint job, and this is what makes the difference between a painter and other trades. For instance, our work as painters and decorators, where we focus on the aspect that we're craftsmen. Our work is on show all the time. It gives us a lot of satisfaction. Every time the customer looks at that job, they're reminded of the wonderful, not just the product that they've got, but the love with which it was applied. A good tradesman has a lot of pride and love in what he does, and that's something that I really treasure. There are a number of things that we try to embed in a young student's mind and heart, and that is painting and decorating isn't just a job. This is a career, it's a future, and to help them understand that this is a craft. It's not just a matter of putting some paint on a wall, but to take the interest in what they're doing, show the pride, and feel that satisfaction of a job well done. Well, when I hear the name Oldfields, it takes me back not just years, but decades. Dad was a keen painter, and we'd be painting our fence or the outside of a house, of course, everything done with a brush those days. No rollers, no spray guns, and if you were to pick up an Oldfields brush, you knew you were halfway there. It was a brush of integrity, it was a brush you could rely on, and you know you were prepared for the best job you could possibly do. Now that's going back over 45 years ago, but the name embedded in your mind doesn't change. Well, I am holding a Oldfields brush here, one that I purchased possibly more than 30 years ago, well over 30 years ago. And of course it's something that I value for the simple reason that if you want a job well done, this particular brush delivered. Whilst I only used this one a few times, I just hung on to it for the pride that I had in the product.
Well, Probins have been around for over 100 years, so I'm going to say we've been selling paint for at least 80. We wanted a brand that was recognised within the industry, but we also wanted something that was packaged well, that looked good, and a brand that painters would be able to recognise. Everyone seems really happy with the product. The way that it's displayed really attracts attention. Our sales have increased in our paint area, which is fantastic since we took the Oldfields range in, so all in all very positive. I see Oldfields as probably a little bit more on the trade side. Previously we did have a lot of brands that were cheaper and didn't have the brand recognition in the marketplace, so for us Oldfields fits in with a bit more trade oriented and a much better brand than we used to sell. I'd like to see Oldfields grow with our business, keep up with the customer responses as to what they require, fill in gaps in the market, and yeah, just grow with our business and continue sales growth. With regards to both our companies being Australian run and owned, and also being around for over 100 years, that we'd love to continue our future with Oldfields and looking for a brighter future and extra sales.
There's lots of exciting things happening at Oldfields at the moment. The biggest thing we've got going is our innovation, and we've just launched our new Pro Series brush, which is exciting times for a company that's been around for 100 years. So we're back to our heritage of being the master brush makers, focusing on the paint specialist. Oldfields is back. I think the biggest benefit that we have is that we're actually the only trade brand in Australia with the paint accessories market. We will be the #1 paint specialist supplier in Australia, and it all starts here at Probins.